The Open for Business expansion pack for The Sims 2 is my personal favorite. It gave us players the opportunity to make our Sims business owners and actively play them while they are working. It also came with Bluewater Village, a business subhood full of community lots that introduced us to the 3 business types and 7 new households. However, unlike it was with the University expansion pack that came with 3 university subhoods easily associated with the respective main hoods, Bluewater Village was the only subhood introduced with the Open for Business expansion pack. This inevitably resulted in it being attached to all of the existing main hoods, and although the storylines for Bluewater Village Sims were always different, seeing the same lots and Sims in all my save files was still quite boring. Additionally, most players, me included, preferred to play Bluewater Village with Pleasantview, when Strangetown and Veronaville were in a far greater need for fresh blood. That's why I decided to create my custom shopping districts. Greetings to everyone! My name is Nadia, you're on my channel called Baddie Neddy, and today I'm presenting you Feriado Town, my custom shopping district for Veronaville. It took me months to create it, but I'm very pleased with the result, especially when I think about the fact that it's literally the first custom neighborhood that I didn't abandon halfway through building. But enough with rambling, let me show you the neighborhood already. Feriado Town is built on a custom map called Zane Hollow B, created by Play665 and found on Mod The Sims. I chose this map because of this river floating nearby, which reminded me of the canal between the Caps and the Montes banks of Veronaville. Apparently, Feriado Town is situated on the Montes bank, that's why most residents have Portuguese, Spanish or Italian names. But I'll get to the characters later. For now, you should know that thanks to Play665's work, the actual playable area of the neighborhood is fully visible without any camera mods. There are 44 lots in the neighborhood, 27 community lots and 17 residential lots, 3 of which are nearly identical apartment buildings and 7 are empty houses with some basic furniture for your Sims to purchase. The prices are quite high, by the way, so there is only one house that I could call a starter. 27 community lots include 5 business lots owned by the local playable characters, 2 parks, a square, a restaurant, a library, 2 clothing stores, a big shopping center, and so on. There are also 4 trading stands for starting your own businesses, the way Bluewater Village had a couple of empty business lots too. As for the Sims, there are 7 playable households with 20 Sims in them. Now being families, every household has its own place in Feriado Town. Family pictures and household bios are present, of course, and each family has 7 more photos in their family albums. Every Sim has a bio with their starting age marked, a full or almost full set of memories, customized interests and gender preference, and 1 true hobby picked by me. Same goes for townies, except they don't have memories, only bios, and I didn't bother to assign their 1 true hobbies. Additionally, some of the playable characters have ancestors in their family trees. Why only some of them and not everyone? I do know that a lot of Simmers enjoy seeing big family trees with multiple generations for the pre-made Sims, but to be honest, I never got the point of creating all those ancestors if A. You can't even find their graves in the neighborhood, B. You can find their graves, but the Sims are either unresurrectable or unplayable after resurrection because they miss some data. C. You can find the graves and the Sims are completely fine after resurrection, but don't have any bios or memories and are basically just placeholders with interesting names. Also, I see family trees as a storytelling tool. If a Sim has their parents in the family tree, it means the parents lived, at least for some time, in the neighborhood in question and died there. If a sim doesn't have ancestors in their family tree, it means they are the first member of their family that lives in this neighborhood. They probably used to have a family, but they left it behind after moving to a new place. It's literally the same way as our Sim 3 characters lose their family ties and relationships when we move them from one neighborhood to another. So yes, some of the citizens of Feriado Town have moved there. That's why their sets of memories are not entirely complete either. They miss the memories of their pre-Feriado period of life. On the other hand, the 16 resurrectable ancestors of other Sims have bios and memories which can be quite fun to explore. All the Sims that have ancestors are genetically correct and can pass their recessive genes to their offspring. There are 36 townies in Feriado Town and 2 newspaper NPCs, again the way it is in Bluewater Village. All the townies and NPCs have unique faces just like the playable Sims. I used all the 27 face templates available in cast to create them, and if I used the same face template twice, I did that for Sims of opposite genders. No custom sliders were used, only the vanilla ones and a few more from Body Shop, but they can also be considered vanilla, so I'm really proud of the way the local townies look. I dressed every Sim in base game or open for business outfits and gave them base game or open for business hairstyles deliberately, so that they keep their appearance in case you miss some expansion packs. The only exception is Paula Grooten. I just really wanted her to wear this pink headband. Unfortunately, the builds are created using the entire build and buy catalog from Ultimate Collection, so you might miss certain objects here and there. The only expansion pack you will really need aside from Open for Business, however, is Nightlife. Basil Grooten, you see, owns a car showroom, and cars were introduced in Nightlife. Another reason for Nightlife to be a must is the fact that there are 3 playable characters with pleasure aspiration, and 2 of the 16 ancestors were also pleasure. What I really like about Feriado Town is that the local families are all connected to each other and there is some drama going on. Bluewater Village has always been quite disappointing in this regard, because the only Sims who knew each other were Gilbert Jacquet and Florence de la Rosa, and no one had any kind of story aside from working on their businesses. In Feriado Town, it's all different. Marceline Grooten is best friends with Adeline Villar, Adeline Villar is Eduardo Mestre's ex-wife, Eduardo Mestre is Adam Wilkes' employer, and so on. And finally, the mods that you'll need to play this neighborhood. Good news, guys, no mods are necessary, but I would strongly recommend getting some kind of a mod that doesn't let the game rename subhood townies or rename them back to what they were. The reason for getting such a mod is very simple. Townies are a very important part of Feriado Town. Nearly every playable character knows at least one townie. Some of them are friends, some are employees, some are first loves, and so on. One townie even happens to be related to a playable character, so at least he should keep his original name 100%. Of course, as I mentioned, all townies have personal bios where their first names are mentioned, but I'm going to still upload a full list of their first and last names on my Tumblr, just in case you want to download any special mods for this. So that's it with the overview of Feriado Town. As you could guess, you can download it from my Tumblr. The hood is called B003, and in order to have it in your game, you'll need to unpack the archive to the following directory. For now, write in the comments what you think of my first finished custom neighborhood, if you are going to play it, and if you'll be interested in a fuller overview of it, where I'll introduce you to the characters. Also write in the comments if you want me to create a custom shopping district for Strangetown. I already have it planned, so there is no escape. Thank you very much for watching this video. See you next time!